Well, folks, Harry and Meghan are one of the colossal crash and burns in public relations history. What's really funny right now is watching as Prince Harry and Meghan Markle just flame out. It's really, really entertaining. So they've been basically booted from Spotify because it turns out that they were a hoax and they had nothing to provide to the audience whatsoever other than sort of woke grievance mongering. Well, now people are speaking out about how useless they were. The Wall Street Journal has a long piece titled, Harry and Meghan Produce a Hollywood Flop Themselves. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle had been out of the UK for nearly 2 years when they began work on a project they believed could transform them from former royals to Hollywood power players. The subject of endless rumors and gossip, the couple felt qualified to tackle the thorny topic of misinformation. Oh, these woke idiots. Misinformation. Misinformation from Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. Meghan Markle claimed she'd never heard of Prince Harry when she started dating him. A documentary would cement Harry and Meghan as serious creative types and help shed their reputation as exiles from the House of Windsor, trading family dirt for eyeballs. A team assembled to the job at the pair's LA-based production company, Archwell, had questions for H&M as the Sussex are known to their employees. Would the Misinformation Project be a feature film or a series? Who would host it? Would it be historical or contemporary? Would Harry or Meghan appear in it? Would Meghan discuss her bitter history with the British tabloids? And if not, who would want to watch? The couple had few answers. According to people familiar with the inner workings of Archwell and Harry and Meghan's deal with streamers, the Misinformation documentary soon met the fate of other Archwell projects and faded away. Well, yeah, because their basic idea was, what if we just say slogans, right? What if we just go to the "In This House We" lawn sign and just read the slogans, but do it on film? After all, this is what they've been rewarded for their entire life. So why the hell not? If you just mouth the woke nostrums, why couldn't that be a 90-minute documentary? And then they're like, well, guys, there's no market for that. Like, well, we don't really have anything else. Prince Harry and Meghan's Hollywood foray is looking like a flop. They arrived in SoCal 3 years ago with Duke and Duchess titles and plans to capitalize on a cash-rich streaming business desperate for star power to lure subscribers. They got a $100 million deal at Netflix. They got a $20 million deal at Spotify. They have led to more cancellations and rejections than actual produced shows. So Prince Harry's memoir, Spare, became a bestseller, and then they had their garbage 6-part documentary talking about how terrible their life is, and that was at least somewhat popular. But then they had a graveyard of projects, including an animated children's show called Pearl, canceled by Netflix, as well as at least 2 TV ideas that the streaming service rejected within the past year, people familiar with their project said. Netflix is unlikely to renew the couple's deal, which runs through 2025. The Spotify pack, meanwhile, produced a podcast, Archetypes, about these stereotypes that hold women back. A second season was discussed, but eventually nixed. And Bill Simmons points out that, like, behind closed doors, it was even more of a bleep show than it was publicly. People who have worked with the pair say their Sussex upon Sunset outpost was undermined by their inexperience as producer and trouble finding material consistent with their brand. Well, I mean, that shouldn't be too hard. Finding woke whiners to create material, that's like all of Hollywood. But they say that the real problem is that they have no talent. That would be the real problem. When they struck deals with Netflix and Spotify in 2020, streaming services were booming. Executives were rushing to secure content and feed consumer demand at any cost. The Sussexes joined Barack Obama, Nobel Peace Prize laureate Malala Yousafzai, and others who fielded offers in Hollywood with few guidelines on what would come next. And then it turns out that, nope, it just completely fell apart. The article goes on and on about their failures of projects, but basically they had no plans. Now, the Obamas have a similar deal, right? The American form of royalty, Barack and Michelle Obama, they also have deals at Netflix and Spotify. They have made movies like Leave the World Behind, starring Julia Roberts, which I know you know. I know you saw it. Oh, wait, you didn't see it because no one's heard of it? Also, Kevin Hart's Fatherhood and a child-oriented show, Waffles and Moki, and documentaries including American Factory. Has anyone watched any of these things? Like, are these things even out yet? No one knows. But the Obamas are not allowed to fail. We don't care if Harry and Meghan fail, so we will allow them to fail. So what happens next for them? Well, they're pretty screwed because they've basically exiled themselves from their family. They no longer have any dirt to spill. And their first animated show was supposed to be about powerful women of history called Pearl. It was created with the help of David Furnish, who knew the royal family through his husband, Elton John. When the couple left the palace and signed the Netflix deal, Pearl was the first show announced, and then Netflix canceled it. Executives decided no one would care if the show they were watching had been produced by a duchess. So Harry and Meghan have burned it out. So not to be cynical, but look for the divorce proceedings sometime in the fairly near future. As central banks in countries like China, India, and Australia begin transitioning to digital currency, the Federal Reserve has been contemplating the same possibility for the United States. With a digital currency, the government could actually track every single purchase you make. And presumably they could still inflate the currency because if the government runs the digital currency, well, that's just the digital dollar. Well, this would be a great time, again, to diversify a portion of your savings into gold. You can do that with the help of our friends over at Birch Gold. They're the people I trust to invest when I am doing my gold investment. Birch Gold will help you convert an existing 401k or IRA into an IRA in gold. You don't pay a penny out of pocket. When currencies fail, gold is the historic safe haven. How much more time does the dollar have left? Who knows? Protect your savings with gold. Birch Gold has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and thousands of happy customers. Text BEN to 989898. Get your free info kit on gold. If a central bank digital currency becomes a reality, well, again, diversification would be your smart strategy, and a piece of dependable assets would be highly useful. Again, text BEN to 989898 to get started right now. Text BEN to 989898 to talk with my friends over at Birch Gold. Everyone knows I love that Helix mattress. In fact, I'm basically reliant on my Helix mattress because I'm not getting nearly enough sleep. So when I lie down, I better fall asleep fast. Helix makes it happen for me. But they just launched their newest, most high-end collection, the Helix Elite. Helix has harnessed years of extensive mattress expertise to bring their customers a truly elevated sleep experience. The Helix Elite collection includes 6 different mattress models, each tailored for specific sleep positions and firmness preferences. I've had my Helix sleep mattress for 7 years at this point, and it is fantastic. It was personalized for me, which is great because, everything in your life that's good should be personalized for you. I took a Helix quiz. I was matched with a firm but breathable mattress. You can get it matched to you by taking that 2-minute sleep quiz yourself. Go to helixsleep.com/Ben. Take that 2-minute sleep quiz. Find the perfect mattress for your body and sleep type as well. Your mattress will come right to your door, shipped for free. Plus, Helix has a 10-year warranty. You can try it out for 100 nights risk-free. They will pick it up for you if you don't love it, but you will. For a limited time, Helix is offering up to 20% off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners. This is their best offer yet. Hurry on over to helixsleep.com/Ben. With Helix, better sleep starts right now. Again, check them out at helixsleep.com/Ben. That's helixsleep.com/Ben. One other thing that I like. So, the NHL became the first league recently to basically say, we're not going to do Pride warm-up jerseys because guess what? It turns out that people want to come watch hockey. And if they are gay and they want to watch hockey, that's fine. And if they're straight and they want to watch hockey, that's fine. But you know what we don't need? We don't need to garb all of our players in gay pride outfits to pretend that there is universal agreement about these very touchy subjects. This has now prompted hatred and rage because the rule for the gay pride left is not leave us alone, live and let live. It's if you don't wear the flag, you're a bigot. It's beat up Kramer because he's not wearing the ribbon kind of stuff. ESPN has an entire article about the veritable horrors that accompany the revelation that the NHL is no longer going to force its players to wear these warm-up jerseys. In short, it hurts, said Mia Lindsay, a queer artist who's collaborated with several NHL teams, including the Vegas Golden Knights and the LA Kings on Pride jerseys. It doesn't only affect the LGBTQ plus minus divided by sign community. It also affects other marginalized communities, as the warm-up jersey is a primary part of community outreach and charity within the NHL. It's been a space for artists to express themselves and be able to create unique work under the NHL, and that venue has been taken away. You didn't own the venue. It wasn't yours. I love it. The queer artists, and they're like, oh my God, that was my canvas. You know that Russian player who has a great slap shot? That guy, he was my canvas. Sure, against his will, but he was my canvas. The NHL announced Thursday teams will no longer wear specialty jerseys during warm-ups after several players were scrutinized for refusing to wear Pride Night sweaters last season. NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman says that specialty nights will continue and teams can still create jerseys to be auctioned off, but there's going to be no mandate that people wear these kind of jerseys on the ice. And in fact, they're going to tell them not to do it because they don't want all of their players targeted by the woke scolds. Adolescent Counseling Services, which supports LGBTQ plus minus divided by sign teens and families, helped raise funds through the auction of San Jose Sharks Pride jerseys this season. And Dr. Philippe Ray, the executive director of the organization, was very disappointed. He said this was a wonderful opportunity for players to show support to our youth and spread a message of love and inclusivity. Gestures like this can mean a lot to LGBTQIA plus minus divided by sign young people who experiencing bullying and hate crimes are 4 times more likely to commit suicide. Hopefully one day showing support for other humans won't be seen as so basically, if you won't force the NHL players to wear the jersey, then kids might kill themselves. This is what we've now come to. I'm sorry, I don't believe you. I don't believe that if an NHL player decides not to wear the jersey, that a kid's going to kill himself tomorrow. That if you don't clap, Tinkerbell dies. No, I just don't believe you. And really, if life is that fragile, if truly your life rides on whether an NHL player is going to put on a Pride jersey in the warm-ups, let me suggest you have a deeper underlying problem in your life than whether the NHL player puts on the jersey. Good for the NHL for finally stopping this nonsense. Alrighty, folks, coming up, we're going to get into the vaunted Ben Shapiro Show mailbag, so stick around for that. Become a member. Use code Shapiro at checkout for 2 months free on all annual plans so you can actually access that material. Click that link in the description and join us.